Okay, 5:30 everyone. Let's get started. How are you guys doing? Hello Dhruv. Are you guys able to see me, hear me, and see my screen? Just making sure and making sure this is recorded. Okay, perfect. Let's get started. Uh, guys, as a routine, we have finished few topics in Jan, we need a little bit of assessment coming up. You will see it with a gift box inside the platform. It will be live tomorrow. You will find, you will get an email. When it is live, you will get an email. I believe by afternoon tomorrow, you will get an email. Then you guys have 10 days to complete that assessment. And in the email, it will tell you which topics are coming through. So in case if you missed any lessons, you can go through, and I will also hyperlink those lesson contents from the masterclass. So you can just click, watch that, understand it, and we will go there. So what will happen if we don't complete the assessment? It will pop up on our platform. We send reminder. And if you don't complete two assessments at a time, I get in touch with your parent and find out why it is not completed, if there is a particular reason for it. Okay. Right. Yes, Alicia, that's an online assessment. It's inside the platform. Okay. Cool. So today, I wanted to do a revision for what we did with the topics that will come up in the assessment, but at the same time, we have to fit in some certain important topics. So we're going to start with Pythagoras today. How many of you guys learned Pythagoras? That's pretty easy topic, but we will do some questions from past exam paper. We will also make a start with trigonometric ratios, which is SOHCAHTOA. And how many of you guys have started with trigonometry? Anyone? Risha, very good. Okay, so what topics? Selena, that will be in the email. Mainly what we did last week, the week before, and the week before. So everything from Jan. Okay, you just started Pythagoras. Okay, here's the thing. Pythagoras can come up in a calculator and non-calculator. All right, so let's start with Pythagoras. We will finish the content for today in about 45 minutes, and then we will come to this revision session. All right, so we will come to that back. Right, so how many of you guys understand what Pythagoras mean? What does that mean to you guys? Anyone? How, who can explain what Pythagoras is? And or how does the theorem, oh my God, I'm not able to move it. How does a theorem work? Okay, right. I have some work outside of a triangle. Very good. Formula of a very good, Krish. I like that one. You've done it at school. Dhruv, you got the formula straight away. Okay, so here we have a right angle triangle, right? And we are saying the longest side, if it is C and this is A and B, the length of it, and we are saying that A square plus B square equal to C square. Simply put, Pythagoras could be explained in your own words that square, the sum of squares of two sides of a right angle triangle is equal to the square of the longest side, right? Or the square of the longest side, which is this longest side has a specific name. Who can tell me what it is? We take that, Olivia, very good. You got the naming over there. It is, everyone, hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. So this particular naming is only used for which triangle? Right angle triangle. You won't find hypotenuse in an isosceles triangle like this. There's no hypotenuse in it, or an equilateral triangle. You won't find a hypotenuse. So here, this is Pythagoras theorem. Okay, you won't have to memorize the definition of it. You just need to understand what it is. But there are certain rules where you need to use Pythagoras. Number one, you need to apply this only on a right angle, all right, triangle. And number two, you will be given two sides given. All right. Third side missing. So two sides will be given. They will be asking you to work out the third side. And number three, no mention of angle. What that means is you see this angle here or this angle, they have not touched about it. They haven't given any information about that. That's when you will use Pythagoras only on right triangle. Why we're going through the rules here is excuse me, guys, we will have SOHCAHTOA coming through, okay, which is trigonometry. So sometimes you might be thinking, when should I use trigonometry? And when you go to next year, you will also learn the sine cosine rule, which is the next part of trigonometry. So I don't want you guys to be confused. So we're learning the first part, which is Pythagoras. And when do we use it, guys? Right triangle, two sides are given, third side is missing. There is no mention of any angle here. That time, Pythagoras should just pop up in your head. Is that okay? Just say yes if you are. We will go to past exam questions. Okay, here is a past exam question. Right. Oh, this is example. This is the one. This is the one. Quite simple. Correct to three significant figures. If you have a calculator, please take them out. You are allowed to use calculator for this lesson. So here we know it's a right angle triangle. If this is side C, could I write C square equals 12 square plus 14 square? Yeah, Darren, very good. And C is equal to, we need this step. C square equals, I'm just going to put it, 14 square, this is 340. Okay. And there is one step for those of you want to understand it. We are writing C is equal to square root of the 340. The step which I've written in green, you don't need to write it. You can put it in your calculator. It's up to you guys. So 340, the whole square is, sometimes they will tell you, the calculator gives me, how many of you saw this one? This answer. How many of you just say yes if you saw this answer on your calculator? When should you leave it in this form? Or if I press S equals to D on your calculator, it will give you 18.4, right? 18.4. Some of you gave me 18.43. To three significant figures, it will be 18.4. Krish, very good. So listen to me, guys. If it says in the question, exact value, give your answer as an exact value, then you will leave it in the third form. All right. Or the question will say, give your answer in the third form. Just say yes if you understand it. If they tell you, leave it in the third form, you will leave it in that third form. So Selena, I put it in my calculator. Calculator told me this value. I just put root of 340. The calculator gave it to me initially. And then I have to press one button to get the decimal form. But for now, it's not in third form. So our answer is 18.4 centimeter. Quite simple. Next question. This is slightly different, but still we got to cover it. Here, the missing side is not the longest side, isn't it? Yeah, it is not the longest side. Good, Aditya. So what we're going to do, you need one step. You see, this is a 3-mark question. I know you guys are very clever. You can type this into your calculator and come up with the answer, right? You can type it. Risha has already come up with an answer. Darren, thank you. But you need the steps. We need the steps. Okay. In maths, we need the steps. How'd you do this? AB square is equal to 9 square minus 6 square. AB square, you can put that in your calculator now. So 9 square is 81 minus 36, which is 45. And then we will square root of 45. So square root of 45 is 3 root 5 or 6.7. So AB equals 6.7 Three significant figures, so 6.71 centimeters. Is she? Very good. Okay, Ganesh, what happened over there? Rish, three significant figures, not one decimal place. Darren, as well. Okay. Did you? Yes, Alicia, I got that after square rooting it. So from there to there, you got to square root 45. Okay. And that's when the AB becomes A. Great. Is this easy for you guys? Out of a scale of a 10, 10 being super happy, 1 being not so happy. What is all of you guys are okay, I can move faster then. Right. Okay, let's go to some more questions. All of these are should be all right. Uh, one more question on this. Look at this. Give your answer. We got to find the length AD. Tell me how would you get there? Just tell me how would you get there? Okay, no problem, Jess. Athika, is that? Mm-hmm. What do you think? You see, both are right angle triangles. First, we will find which length? We will find AC or CA, and then we will find AD from it. So AC in the sense, you see that triangle there? That's not a right angle triangle, which I just drew. Hold on. So I'm going to pick up this green triangle. And according to that triangle, AC square equals 19 square minus 14 square. So I'm just putting that square root. By the way, guys, when you type it into your calculator, you could do square root of, because you're taking the square to the other side, 19 square minus 14 square, just like that. The whole thing will come up, okay? So 19 square minus 14 square, it is giving me an answer of AC is 12.845 centimeter, whatever it is. Hmm? How are you getting that? The 12 point, is this 80? Oh, you're giving me 80 answer. Okay, cool. So from the next triangle, this is the other one. We just found this, which is 12.845, whatever, 10, and we are figuring this out. So this would be, we could write AD square. Bear in mind, this is AD and C. AD square equals 12.845 square plus 10 square, all right? Arya, we're subtracting, great question, subtracting them, and here we are adding. Is that what you were struggling with? Yeah, subtracting because over here we are finding one of the smallest side of the triangle, right? So it will be this one square minus that one square. Got it? But on the other case, we are finding the longest side according to hypotenuse. That's why. Okay, so AD equals square root of my answer square, guys, plus 100. I'm getting 16.3 significant figures, so 16.3. Would you all agree with that? By the way, by the way, you see GCSEs, you might think only year 11 is content is coming up. No, GCSE, all this content is included in year 11 exam. Is that okay, everyone? So this is a past exam paper. So when you move to year 10, I don't teach you this content. Like there's no Pythagoras in year 10 content at all. We move to sine cosine rule. So that's why it's important to finish this up right now. Did that make sense? So you shouldn't have any gap in knowledge at all. Hmm. One more question here. We can have a trapezium given here. This is a trapezium. They're asking you to calculate the length of BC. BC, which is this green side right there. That is the question. What would you do in this case? Asvika, very good, very good. So remember, guys, when you're given something like this, There is no formula for a trapezium other than, do anyone remember the formula for finding the area of a trapezium? Just asking. Area of a trapezium equals, anyone? Okay, A plus B times H divided by 2. Okay, this formula is not given in the exam. Okay, we'll go through that later on, but this was covered in one of our lesson in December. We will have a revision later on it, so don't worry if you missed it. So what are we going to do? We will join a line like this. I didn't like that line very much. Hold on. Okay, we will join a line of 15 centimeter over there and make it a right angle triangle like that. So now, I'll call this junction point as E, the point E. Now, which side can we work out? Which side can we work out? Sorry, guys. When I look on this screen, I have a little bit of OCD, which I need to fix. There we go. It's more straight line now, isn't it? There we go. Which side are we working out? We gotta work. We are working out BC, but how would you get to BC? Excellent, Sarah. We are working out, everyone, we are working out this side, ED. Okay, we will work out ED, which means what's the total length of AD? That's 12, already given to us. So if you can work out DE, which is a smaller length, then this length over here should be the same as there. Are you guys getting me that? Did you guys get it? AE is the same as BC over there. So let's get going. How would you put it in paper? We would say, you could even draw this, it's up to you, not necessary to draw it again. I'm just drawing it for your reference. This is 15, this is 17. Would you all agree DE square equals 17 square minus 15 square, Arya? Did you understand why it's a negative? Yeah. So DE equals, I'm going to square root it. 17 square minus 15 square is 8. I need a square root of an 8, by the way. Oh, it's already square rooted. Hold on. This is just an 8 centimeter. So therefore, guys, it's very easy. BC equals 12 minus 8, which is 4 centimeter. Athika, where were you stuck? So what I'm trying to say here, we added this line, right? So it's the same as 15 over there. And do you see this right angle triangle? We use Pythagoras to find this little missing side, ED. Once I found that this is 4 centimeter, the total is 12. The small side is 4. I'm so sorry. This is 8 centimeter here, which we worked out. So and this is 12 centimeter. Therefore, the little distance must be 12 minus 8, which is 4. Did you get that now? Um, did you mean here? Squaring it. Yeah, squaring it. Okay. Everyone okay with this? Okay, great. So this is a similar question. So my point here is they can ask you similar questions. This is a repeated similar question. This was the other way around, and this is now straight. That is the only difference. Zara, in exam with these kind of questions, um, there's no time to check your answer. You know, when you have actual answers, there's no time to check your answer. But here, yes, you can check your answer, where if you square root work this out, you should get 8 square. You should get 64 if you just simply put that in your calculator. And that means you're correct. Okay, cool. So, guys, there are many more questions on this, but I just wanted to uh, take you here. This is not anything to deal with Pythagoras. This is to deal with area over here. But it was a very simple question worth 5 marks. Okay, Arthika, I'll show you in just a second, okay? What do you guys think about this question? Let's go through it. The diagram shows a shape made from a right-angled triangle, which is right there, and a semicircle, which is at the top. AC is the diameter, okay? And BA equals BC, which is 6 centimeters. So all of that was just description of the figure. We got to work out the area of the shape. Now, you guys tell me, if we isolate the semicircle, we can work out the area, but we need what? What do we need? Alicia, of course. Yes. What do we need? We need the radius, right? If you want to work out what? The diameter, we need the radius. And what is the diameter? What's the diameter connection with the triangle? The longest side, it's the hypotenuse, right? So we got to work out the hypotenuse. So would you agree AC square? Okay, so we're squaring the longest side equals 6 square plus 6 square. Is that okay, everyone? Yeah. So AC equals square root of 36 plus 36. You can put that in your calculator. Putting it in now. And that's giving me some value. 8.48. 8.49 I would go for centimeter, okay? We could divide this. So this is the diameter. Would you all agree with that? Diameter of that semicircle. So what is the radius, guys? Radius is simply half of it. You can just divide it by 2. And that's giving me exactly 3 root 2. How many of you got that? 3 root 2. Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting 4.24 centimeter. And now we're working out area of semicircle, which is not given to you. What is it, guys? Pi r squared divided by 2. Okay, pi r squared is the area of a circle, so pi r squared divided by 2, which would be pi times 4.24 square divided by 2. Put that in your calculator. So pi times my answer divided by 2. I'm getting 9 pi, which is 28.27 centimeters square. And here we have area of a right triangle, which is base times height divided by 2, which is quite simple. What is that? The base times height, 6 times 6 divided by 2. So 6 times 6 divided by 2, which is 18 centimeters square. So total equals, simply add your 28.27 and 18. And that would give us 46.3, because it's 1 decimal place, centimeter square. That's a 5 mark of it. Ryan, I divided the total. This is the area of a circle. Dividing it by 2 gives me area of a semicircle. Ryan, is that okay? I did not divide the area of a circle. No, it's area of a semicircle by 2. I divided the area of a circle by 2. Excellent, Ganesh. Very good, very good. Base times height is, when you have a right angle triangle, so we say this is the base and this is the height. So that's the formula again. You need that formula with you. So here, this could be the base, that could be the height, or the other way around. It doesn't matter. So how confident are you guys generally feeling with Pythagoras, the use of Pythagoras? When you are doing area of a semicircle, don't you have to use the exact? Krish, you can. I just went for, I took a pretty good accurate rounding because it's anyway asking me for one decimal place. Make sense? So you can, by all means, no problem. Okay, right. Now, guys, we have to get to an introduction, so we still have time. Very good, very good. I'm on time. Excellent. We got to get to trigonometry. I know some of you have not possibly learned this topic, so I'm going to give you some context to this topic to make sense. All right. So, how many of you have some idea of this topic? Some sort of idea? Hmm. Nope. You're learning it now. Okay. I hope after this lesson, you will understand everything about it, even if you haven't learned about it. I believe Year 9 is a perfect time to learn about trigonometric ratios. All right. So we are having a right angle triangle right there. Okay, would you all agree with that? That's a right angle triangle. I put that too. Now I'm gonna pick one of the angle for your reference. I'm gonna pick this angle, okay? We're gonna call this as angle X. Now, according to this angle, we're going to give the sides a particular name. But do you see this longest side here? The longest side will remain as hypotenuse. The name for it will remain the same. So I'm going to write H for now. And the side which is opposite to that angle would be the opposite side. So this is the O, which is the opposite side. Okay. And the shorter side, which is right next to that angle, is what we call as the adjacent side. So you have to remember how to name it. Now, just in case, if I had another triangle, which looks exactly the same, but is that a right angle? Kind of, right? Okay. But if I consider this angle, now the hypotenuse would stay the same, but my opposite and adjacent would switch. Is that clear? So this is the hypotenuse. This is the opposite side, and this is the adjacent side. Yes, that is the naming, Sarah, correct. So did everyone understand how the naming will change when you look at it? You see the opposite, if this is the angle, the opposite side, and if this is the angle, that's the opposite side. Just say yes if you did understand this. It's just the naming. Now, we have some ratios that we'll go through, and I'll teach you why. The first one is we say sine of x equals O by H. Okay, what do I mean by O? And what do I mean by H here? O is simply the height of this triangle here. And do you see that H is the length of the hypotenuse. Okay? Yeah, no problem, Amaya, that's fine. Okay, so that's the length of it. Okay, Zara, no problem. I'll show you what that means. But did you understand how to name these for now? Yeah, naming, everyone? The naming is one of the most important thing. If you mess up the naming, everything is messed up. So, yes, Krish, X represent an angle like theta. That is correct. So it could be X or Y or whatever. It's just a name given for an angle which is missing or we don't know. So we're given with one of a ratio. This is a formula, by the way, you guys need to know. I'll show you how it all works. Hold on a second. So a sine of x, this is what we call as the sine ratio with O by H, that is the ratio given. Okay. Now, I have a question here. What if you name in terms of Pythagoras? So Pythagoras is completely different topic. I'll come to that. What is the main difference? You will understand the main difference in just some time, okay? Now, I want you guys to understand what does this formula mean to you? Just not knowing the formula. Sometimes, how many of you have memorized the formula just like that? You know, Sokotoa, that's a formula, and you memorize it. But there is a meaning to it. Watch this. I take this same triangle, okay, guys? This same triangle. Let me draw that once for context. Let's draw that just over there. Okay. There we go. That's kind of like right angle triangle there. So this is my hypotenuse. This is my opposite side. This is my adjacent side. That's my angle, right? Now, watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to increase the height a little bit for it. Is that okay? For that triangle, I have increased the height. So, and I'm going to attach it like this. Can you guys tell me what has changed? Would you understand that? You see, when I increase the opposite side, the length of it, the hypotenuse also increased. Yeah, the length of H has increased. What else have increased? Don't you think the angle is more now? So three things have changed by just doing something, which is I've increased the height. But remember, something stayed constant. Do you see the bottom length of the adjacent side? That didn't change at all. That was just the same. I just simply increased the height. So before it was the white triangle like this. But when I increase this, the hypotenuse increased. Before the angle was that, now the angle is this. How many of you got that? So why would it change? Because we're still forming a triangle, isn't it? So it needs to be a closed closed shape. So the angle will always increase. So you can have the same triangle, but you can increase the height like this. But look, to make it a triangle, the hypotenuse has gone too big. That's the opposite side, and that's the adjacent side, and the angle have significantly increased. But if the adjacent side was kept the same, only three things have changed. That relationship is given to you by this trigonometric ratio. You will say O changes with H. The length of the opposite side, which is this length, will change with the length of the hypotenuse side, that length. And that has a connection between an angle. That connection is what is given here. Sine of x equals O by H. Did you guys understand this? Did that make a little bit more? Did it give some more clarity than what you had before? I don't know. So what is sine? It is a ratio. It's called sine, cos, and tan. There is a particular ratio given to you. Right, now, I'll show you what this means, okay? I'll quickly go through an example and then you will understand it. Let's just say, do you all have your calculator? So here is an example. This angle is 30 degrees, okay? And we're given with 10 centimeter here. We want to work this side out. Now, firstly, you guys, all of you guys said you're comfortable with Pythagoras. Why can't I use Pythagoras in this triangle? Why can't I use Pythagoras? Very good. In Pythagoras, this is a right triangle, isn't it? We only have length of one side. We don't have two sides. Remember? Did you understand this? So when you check like that, you know Pythagoras is not going to work on this. What is the question again? The question is asking you to work out the missing side. But there is no two sides given, but instead they have given an angle. That's when you think, oh, it is not Pythagoras anymore. It is what? Trigonometric ratio. So within trigonometric ratio, okay, we'll cover Pythagorean. Yeah. Okay, did you understand this, everyone? Yeah? Why we ditched Pythagoras for a while? We're not gonna use Pythagoras. So this is an example. Okay, are you guys clear on this? Just say yes if you are. Now, how would you work this out? According to this orange angle given to you, according to this orange angle, I think I would recommend to get in touch just after this on that, okay? Oops, I rubbed it off. The orange angle, according to the orange angle, we got to name the side. So would you all agree this is the hypotenuse, that's the opposite, this is the adjacent? So the naming needs to happen first. Now think about it. We have the angle, which is this x, okay? That's the angle. So I want to write this x here is the angle. This is the opposite side. We don't know what is the opposite side. Do we have the h here? It's 10. So can I write, you would write sine of x. This is the formula, by the way. You need to know the formula. O by h. And we are going to replace the angle here. So sine of, what is the angle, guys, here? Sine of? Krish, very good. Sine of 30. Okay? Equals, what is O here? Do we know O here? We don't know O. So we will replace this as O itself. We don't know what it is. Divided by what is H, guys? 10. Okay. Take your calculator. Do you see the sine button? You will see sine, cos, tan. Yeah? Yeah? Press sine. You will see when you just press sine now, you will see something like this. Sine bracket open. Sine bracket open, right? And you type in 30 because your angle is 30. What are you guys getting? Yes, Johan, that is. What are you guys getting? Sine 30, 0.5. So this thing, once you put in calculator, it's going to give you 0.5 equals O by 10. All you need to do, cross multiply. So the opposite side is 5 centimeter. Done. That's it. So this thing, sine of whatever the angle, it's something that you will type it into your calculator. Is that okay, everyone? Was that too hard? Let's do one actual past exam question. Then you should be all right with me. Oh, when I looked at it, I know this is Sokotowa. You guys tell me why Pythagoras wouldn't work. We got to work out this side. Why I cannot use Pythagoras? Krish, yes. Yes, that is correct. Because the one side an angle is involved. One angle is involved in it. When angle is involved like this, oops. When the angle is given like that, you know it is not Pythagoras, okay? So according to this angle, this is going to be hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent. Would you all agree with that? Selena, you need a scientific calculator. If you didn't have one, you need one for this. Okay? Yes. Cool. Is the naming okay, guys? Did you understand how to name it? Aria, you okay? Uh, Someone said I was a bit fast. Who was that? Zara? Yes. You okay with that? So how would you write it now? You would write sine. Why would you write sine? Because sine is O by H. Do you see, guys? I want to show you something. We have something called cos A by H, okay? And we also have tan, which is O by A. There are three formulas to it. But from this, don't worry, all three of them are similar stuff. From this, we will pick sine for this one. Do you know why? Why are we not picking the other two? Why won't we pick the other two? Is A involved in this question somehow? Exactly. We don't need to find it. In this question, A is not involved. The question is asking you to find AB. AB is that length. So it's only O and H that is involved, and we don't need the rest. Is that okay? That's how you will choose one. Okay, not a problem, Selena. That's fine. We will try, Zara. Okay. Is that okay, everyone? Did you guys get it? We will only choose one of it from the rest three. Okay. So sine of what angle here? What's the angle given, everyone? 38 equals. What's O? I don't know. What's H? 16. You will always cross multiply this to that, okay, when you're finding the O. So you don't need to find sine 38 separately. Watch this. You could find O. You know what? Instead of O, it is perfectly all right. For more clarity, you could write AB. This is the side AB. O is the side AB, okay? So side AB equals 16 times sine 38. You can type that exactly as it is in your calculator, and AB equals whatever. Why not C? What do you mean by C here? So 16 times sine 38 is giving me 9.85 centimeters. Uh, why not? What did you mean by why not C? You got 4.71. Did you, Alia, did you type in exactly as this? Uh, on top of your do you have a calculator with you? On top of your calculator, there should be a little icon. Is it R or D? On your calculator, there should be something like this. There should be a D or there should be an R. Do you have R? Okay, you got to reset to your calculator. Okay, R is for radians. That's something completely different. You always need, you see this degrees. This is a unit of angle. You need it to be in degrees. So are you ready to reset it? How many of you have that in R? Anyone? Do anyone have it in R? Okay. So what you would do you have a Casio calculator? Any Casio? You can press Shift and press 9. Press Shift and press 9, and it will clear everything for you. Press 3, go through the press Shift and press 9, it will clear the calculator. Just click whatever the setting is telling you, and it will come back to D. Once it's back to D, did it come back to D? Then you should be all right. Okay, so we have, then try your answer once again, Alia. ABC, why do we cross multiply? Alvin, you see over here, AB is the unknown value, correct? And we have a fraction, which is the bottom one. So how do we get rid of this fraction? We multiply 16 and 16 on both sides. So the 16 and 16 would cancel, and we have AB just on its own. That's how I'm getting this. So when you're finding a value at the bottom is given to you, and you're finding the unknown at the top, we will always cross multiply. Okay, Alia, did it work? Did everyone get the same answer? Perfect. How hard is this now? Compare this to uh Pythagoras. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, don't worry if you haven't got a calculator. You can always try this. Yes, Manan, this is. I'll put it this way. You see, sometimes some schools will teach this in year 10. I feel you need to learn it in year 9. Because in year 10, you have something more, which is the sine cosine rule. You don't want to leave any of that to year 11. It's too late. Okay, let's have a quick look. You see, you're picking it up now. The question is asking you to work out AB. So quickly, watch this. OHA. Would you all agree with that? Naming. Naming. Simple naming. I'm asked to work out AB there. You see that? AB is O and H is given. We don't have any context about A. We don't really even need it. Okay, so what do we do? Is this Pythagoras? It's not Pythagoras. Rish, possibly. So we will do sine of x equals O by H. You need that formula. So sine of what? Sine of 23 equals O, which is AB. You could write it if you want to, divided by 15, which is the H value. And again, we will cross multiply. Did everyone understand why we are cross multiplying it? Because we want to make AB the subject, right? That's why. So AB equals 15 times sine of 23. And that will give you the value of AB, 15 times sine 23, 5.86 centimeter. There we go. Tara, very good. So how many of you guys didn't know anything about this and now you're able to do this question? Very good. Very good. Okay. Now let's do a quick comparison. I want to go back. This must be fluid now. Pythagoras. Excuse me, guys. Would you use trigonometry here? By the looks of it, I don't even need to read the question. We will not use trigonometry here. Why? No angle is mentioned, correct? Yeah? Okay. Do you see the difference between it? So, in trigonometry, we have three rules again. Watch this. We need a right triangle. That's the first thing. Everything we dealt today is right triangle. Yes, Sarah. We need one side and one angle is given, right? Angle right there, and one side is given. Asking third side. That is the rule. Let me put it in a better place. when you know you got to use trigonometry. Is that okay, everyone? So quickly, I want to add up one more stuff to this, and we're nearly there. We couldn't go through the revision really well. This is angle X, hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent. If that is so, we have three trigonometric ratios to look at. Sine of X equals O by H. Then we have cos of X, A by H. And then we have tan of X, which is O by A. I'm going to give you three examples to show you which one to use. Example 1. We have a right angle triangle. This is, let's say, 45 degrees. This one here is, let's go for not 10. Let's go for 9. And X is being not X. I'd go for missing side. All right. So Athika, O by H is simply O by that. Okay, the length. So here in this one, in this first triangle which we're given, this is the opposite side, hypotenuse, adjacent, right, everyone? And we know it is sine of X equals O by H. Why do we do that? Because O is the missing side, H is the side which is given. So O and H are in context. So sine of 45 is equal to O by 9. Cross multiply this. O equals whatever the value you're getting. Thank you, Ganesh. Are you guys understanding this? Why I used sine over there? So that would be 9 times sine 45. And I'm getting a value 6.36 centimeter. Okay, now watch. So that's that. I'm going to take the same triangle. So this is example number 2. We also have 45. This is 9. But the question is, what is this one? It's at the bottom now. Do you see the missing side, guys? The orange side, which I'm going to draw here. Oops, that's too thick. The orange side is the missing side here. But here, this is the orange side, which is the missing one. So what do? We still name the triangle like before. So when we name the triangle, this is opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Now, can you guys tell me which two letters are involved? Which two letters are involved? H and A. Exactly. And from these three ratios, which one got H and A? The cos. You see? So that's how the formula will change. Are you guys with me on that? So we will do cos of X equals A by H. So cos of 45 equals, what's A? I don't know. Divided by what's H, which is 9. You cross multiply and you will get the value. So A here is 6.36 centimeter as well. Okay, now we have one more way it can come up. I want to adjust, hold on, guys. Adjust this a bit. Okay, we have example number 3. Pretend this is the same triangle. I'm going to put a different angle for now, okay? 30 maybe. This is 9. And, we don't want that. It's asking us, let's put, how about 5 here? And this is the question. There's no H in this case. So what is a missing side now? Missing side is the bottom itself, but what is given to you is this is O, H, and A. In this case, H is not involved. Which ratio would involve O and A, guys? Risha, excellent. Tan. Do you see how we choose between them? So we would do tan of x equals O by A. Tan of 30 equals O is given to me this time, which is 5, divided by A. If I make A the subject, it will be 5 divided by tan of 30. Put that in your calculator and you will get your answer. So 5 divided by tan of 30, 8.66. Ganesh, thank you. 8.66 centimeter. Selena, it's not multiplication. Think about it, because it really depends which one you're finding. You're not cross multiplying in this case because you're finding what's at the bottom. So you would bring the tan 30 to the bottom, just rearranging it. A would go to the top, tan 30 would go at the bottom. So the takeaway here is, firstly, did you guys understand when to use Pythagoras and when to use trigonometric ratios? Now, trust me, when this topic is taught at school, you will be like, I know this already. Okay? They should be teaching you this very soon. So now within trigonometry, you see these 3 formulas. There is an easy way to remember this, and that is SOH, CAH, TOA, soccer toa. SOH, we have SOH, CAH, TOA. That's how you would remember Sokotowa. Okay? Is that okay, everyone? Did you guys understand this? Thank you, Arush. So we have, I don't want to, now there is more to it, by the way. We're going to stop at this point. This is the level you just need to know. So at this point, I'll give you some questions, go through those trigonometric ratios, learn how to use calculator. Very, very important. Calculator, you need to be super fast with it, all right? When you get to GCSEs, you need to know pretty much all the functions in there. So sine, cos, tan, I believe you guys should be all right now. And yes, so the assessment again, guys, it will appear from parallel lines, polygons, and some area, whatever we went through. So in case if you need more time, just let me know. It will be extended for you guys and you can complete it at your own time, okay? All the information will come to you in an email. It will be in the email, Arish. Yes, Alicia, yes, but slightly different. Yes, this video will be uploaded inside the platform. Any questions for me, guys? How did you find this topic? How did you find this one? How did you guys understand it? That's the whole point. Whether the topic is easy or not, it needs to be understood. Pretty good, not easy. Okay. Maya, very good, very good. Will this? No, no, no. Leona, this topic won't be there. It's the ones before this. Okay. It's a bit hard one. Okay. It really depends. So, you know what? All of this topic is there in the masterclass. So I'll link you to it. I'll put a link when I upload this lesson. I'll put a link to the masterclass on the topic. I don't remember the topic number. So I'll put it there. And if you go through it, you will understand. I've shown some animations on how the triangles are becoming bigger and smaller. so you will understand much better. Yes, Advitya, I think I have a video solution to it. I'll resend you those. Okay. All right. Dharani, the test, it would appear you will get an email on it. It's about 45 minutes, Hanan. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.